Last time we asked, why do we get married? What does Hashem have in mind with marriage? And this time we'll answer it, Hashem. The Rambam brings down that if a person only has enough money either to buy Shabbos candles, Hanukkah candles, or wine for Kiddush, he should use his money to buy Shabbos candles. And the reason is because Shabbos candles signifies Shulam. The Mechaber of the Sefer asked Rebbe Yashiv that the Rambam must be talking about a couple on the brink of divorce that without that one candle, everything will be over. Like they're holding on that last straw to break, And he answered, no. He's talking about a couple that's been married for 50 years, that's been living in beautiful peace and harmony, gorgeous shulam bayis. And for them, if they only have enough money, they should spend it on Shabbos candles because of shulam. And the reason is because the whole world was created because of shulam, for shulam. Let me explain. Hashem allows his name, his Yid-Kei Vov-Kei, his name, to be erased for the sake of shulam between a husband and wife. By Yasaita, Hashem tells us, erase my name to create shulam between husband and wife. It's incredible because, you think about ego, right? Disagreements, arguments come from ego. And if we could think for a second that Hashem allows his name, his Yid-Kei Vov-Kei, his name, to be erased, like he machs himself away totally, kedai that the couple should have shulam. And we're not talking about the whole world should have shulam. We're talking about one couple to have shulam. And the Maral brings down, it's just interesting, the Maral brings down that when Hashem says erase my name, Yid-Kei Vov-Kei, for the sake of shulam, what Hashem is saying is erase one of my names in order to create another one of my names, which is shulam. So we're erasing Yid-Kei Vov-Kei, but by erasing Yid-Kei Vov-Kei, another one of Hashem's names is being created. And that's shulam. Hashem's name is shulam. And the question is asked, why Yid-Kei Vov-Kei is a much holier name? It's a name you can't say in the bathhouse as opposed to shulam. It's a name you can't say, you can only say limitedly. Shulam you could say to everybody. We're erasing a holier name, a heiliger name, for a more, let's call it, day-to-day name of shulam. And the answer is that there's a higher level of holiness, and then there's a goal, tachlis. And he explains that a Malach can serve a human being, a Malach which is holier than a human being, yet he's serving a human being. And the reason is because a human being is the goal of creation, is the reason of creation, is the tachlis of creation. So while it's a holier name, it's serving the tachlis. And the same goes with the names. Yid-Kei Vov-Kei is a holier name, but this holier name is serving, by erasing this holier name, to create shulam. You're erasing the holier name to create the tachlis, the goal, the actual reason for this world, which is shulam. I thought that was beautiful. I want to share that. So ultimately, the reason, the tachlis for this world is shulam. You see that Hashem changed the truth by telling Avraham Avinu that Sarah laughed, that she's old, as opposed to saying the real reason she laughed. When she laughed, she said, how can I have children? Avraham Avinu's too old. Hashem didn't tell him that. Hashem didn't tell him that because shulam, even Avraham Avinu and Surah Imeni, they really, if Hashem would have said this, they wouldn't have had shulam? And the answer is Hashem wanted to show us the importance of shulam. To what length we have to go for shulam. The importance of shulam, of the whole idea of what this world is created for. And that's how Hashem showed it to us. And that's why we get married. That's why we get married. We got married. Hashem calls Shemayim. It's called Shemayim because it's Eish and Mayim. Hashem took two opposites, two complete opposites, put them together, and created the Rakia, Shemayim. He created everything with opposites. And our job is to create Shulam. Our job is to bring Shulam between the opposites. And I'm saying Shulam because, and I keep not saying peace, because peace is an outcome of Shulam. Shulam is wholesomeness, completion. And that's the reason the world was created, that's the reason we were created, and that's the reason we get married. Because when we get married, we enter a phase of completion. Again, there's work to be done in bringing it together into more complete, into more Shulam, and raise the Shulam. And by doing that, one couple at a time, we bring Shulam into the world. And the whole reason of the world is so that we can create Shulam. And now Shulam, peace is not peace in and itself. Peace is when you have two countries that can't get along in the Middle East, and you go and you make peace so they don't kill each other. That's not what we're looking for in a marriage. Peace is not, Shulam is not where you have two partners that need to figure out how they can come to an agreement so that they can work together, so that this whole thing doesn't get over and so the whole thing doesn't dissolve. That's not Shulam, that's peace. Shulam is real wholesomeness. Shulam in a marriage is supposed to create the most wholesome, complete experience, life, being, everything possible in this world. And that's why we get married. To create that wholesomeness. And that's why we buy Shabbos candles over anything else. Not anything else, over the other, the Chanukah and Kiddush. It's because Shabbos candle signifies everything is complete, everything is whole, everything is Shulam. If we go into Shabbos thinking about the whole week, thinking about what we still have to accomplish next week, there's no peace either, but there's definitely no Shulam. Shulam is everything is done, everything is complete, everything is whole. And that's what Shabbos candle signifies. And that's what marriage signifies. And that's the reason of creation. And that's the reason we get married. Okay, so we explained why it is that we get married, and it's because of Shulam, wholesomeness, completion. I want to explain it a little bit more concrete. What's the take home? As human beings, we're creatures of relationship, creatures of connection. We sort of can survive alone. Sort of, arguably. But can we live alone? Can we grow and become the person we're meant to become alone? And the answer is absolutely not. Through relationship, through connection is where we grow, is where we thrive, is where we really live. And instead of just surviving, relationship allows us to become who we're meant to become. Much happier people, by the way. Much happier, deeper connected. Relationship is what makes us dig deep into ourselves and grow. Dig deep into ourselves and see what it is that I can do differently, where it is that I can get to. Relationship has that power. And marriage is the relationship that makes you dig the deepest. It makes you dig so deep that you have no choice but to become the person that you're meant to be. Marriage is a gift that Hashem has given us so that we can feel alive, so that we can grow and grow and grow. Marriage is the gift that Hashem has given us that allows us to dig so deep that we have no choice but to thrive. And sometimes, if we're not willing to see it, it can be very, very painful. But if we're willing to go there, marriage has the power to really take us to the next level. Marriage has the power to make us Shulam, whole, wholesome, complete. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really painful. Sometimes it's gut-wrenching. It's hard to even explain how hard and painful it can be. But it's only through that we get to where we need to get to. And Hashem gave us this gift to become whole, to become complete, to become a complete human being, a shlemistic human being, Shulam. So we're going to be talking a lot about this relationship called marriage. But going into it, let's recognize the gift that it is.